Hey everyone, I'm Marco and in this video I'll show you the Huawei Mate 30. The situation with Huawei is unfortunately still a bit difficult at the moment, but with a bit of luck it will be resolved soon. Or if you watch this video, it might no longer be a problem. Currently, however, Huawei devices do not have Google services installed. Sometimes you can install these by yourself, but that is not guaranteed. And if you heard something about the Mate 30 series, it's always been the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. The Mate 30 fell into oblivion, but not for me. That's why we are taking a look now. Huawei's smartphones are among the best when it comes to hardware. You get the Kirin 990 with 6 or 8 GB of RAM. The internal memory ranges from 128 to 264 GB and can be extended with Huawei's own format of the Nano memory card. If you can live without the memory expansion, you could also insert 2 SIM cards. This is powered by a 4200 mAh battery that supports fast charging up to 40 watts. But of course there's also wireless charging that works with an impressive 27 watts. And if you want to recharge other devices wirelessly, you can do that as well. The battery can easily handle more than one full day of intensive use. No one can complain about the build quality when it comes to Huawei products. And the Mate 30 is no exception. The glass and metal sandwich just feel great in the hand. The wash machine optics of the camera model is the only special design element. Otherwise there is not much to say about the design. There are no real surprises. And it's no surprise, but I still like the red accent on the power button very much. And the buttons are among the best that you can find on a smartphone. Although you interact mainly via the screen with your smartphone, to get a good feedback when you press the buttons on the side is very positive. Lately, many manufacturers are not focusing on good buttons anymore. Something that is still surprising to find in a smartphone at the end of 2019 is a headphone jack. If you have not exchanged all your headphones with Bluetooth variants, you could still use your wired headphones. However, you have to live with a single down-facing mono speaker. Although it sounds okay, it's just a mono speaker. So for better sound, just use the headphone jack with your headphones. The screen is a 6.62-inch OLED with a Full HD Plus resolution. That is still just under 400 ppi and that is plenty sharp. The colors and black levels are great, as is the contrast, which is typical for an OLED. There is no pop-up camera, so there is a notch. And in contrast to the Mate 30 Pro, this got a flat display, which I personally like better. It may not look as futuristic and chic as a curved screen, but it's much more practical in everyday use. There are no distortions on the edge and the operation is much easier. In the notch it looks as if you get 2 cameras, but this is just a 24 megapixel front camera. And the second camera is a depth sensor for the 3D face unlock. And even if this type of face unlock is safer than the simple unlocking mechanism that can be found on other Android phones with just the front camera, I would still use the fingerprint sensor. The pictures of the front camera are surprisingly detailed. Although there are many smartphones with high megapixel numbers, they can rarely convince. The front camera of the Mate 30 produces detailed and sharp images. However, the portrait mode of the front camera does not seem to work. Although the mode is available, I didn't get it to work. I expected more because there is a special 3D sensor, but it didn't make any difference. When it comes to video of the front camera, I'm also satisfied. The stabilization is okay and the picture also looks fine. However, 1080p is the maximum resolution here. That actually should be 4K by now. On the back we find the round camera module with 4 cameras. Only 3 of them are real cameras, the 4th is just a 3D depth sensor. The cameras are a 40 megapixel main camera, a 16 megapixel super wide angle camera and a triple telephoto camera with 8 megapixel. I really like the pictures of these cameras. The colors look great, the dynamic range is also very good, and the combination of all three cameras always gets the right stuff in your pictures. Personally, I also prefer telephoto camera before wide angle one, but this telephoto camera did not convince me so much. This is not due to the triple optical zoom, which in combination with the 40 megapixel sensor of the main camera also produce 5 times hybrid zoom pictures. It's great to have such a powerful zoom in your pocket, but the sensor of the telephoto camera is just simply much worse than the other two. On the one hand, the dynamic range is significantly worse and the focus takes much longer. The pictures also cannot convince when it comes to details. Maybe the main camera and the super wide angle camera are just too good and makes the telephoto camera look worse, but I had wished that the telephoto camera can compete better. Videos can be recorded in 4K and the main camera and the super wide angle camera do a really good job, but the telephoto camera should rather not be used. Overall, you get good pictures and videos from all three cameras. But while the main and super wide angle camera do an exceptional job on almost every picture, it might take a while until you get your desired result from the telephoto camera. Nevertheless, it is still great to have all three cameras on board and be prepared for any situation. Among the things that are almost expected by now include NFC, Bluetooth 5.0 and an IP68 rating. In addition to the 3D face recognition, as I said, there's also a fingerprint sensor. This sits under the display and it's an optical fingerprint sensor. For me, this always worked quickly and reliably. Technically, the Mate 30 is definitely a smartphone which I would like to have always with me. But we have to talk about the software again. I mentioned it at the beginning that the situation is a little bit difficult. At the time of this recording, the Mate 30 is still running Android 9. However, an upgrade to Android 10 is already announced. It is an EMUI interface with all its advantages and disadvantages. By the way, this is currently EMUI 10.0. If you have Google services installed, there are no restrictions at all. You can download and use all the apps as usual. And they are all running very well. No matter if it's a normal app or a graphically intensive game, everything runs smoothly. If the small problem with the US sanctions did not exist, the Mate 30 would be a smartphone that I would recommend immediately. But everyone has to know for sure whether he wants to take the risk and wants a smartphone that may not have Google services installed. The Huawei Mate 30 is available in the 6GB RAM and 128GB internal memory variant for under 500 euro. In any case, a really good price for a smartphone with great hardware. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit like, share the video and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.